Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 88 of Unbuckling the Bible Belt podcast. I'm your host, Kate the Bluegrass Skeptic.
And I'm your other host, Joe Kindick.
Hey, Joe. What a long weekend we had.
Fuck you. I mean, I'm glad you guys got to have a long weekend.
You were a really good influence on Sean, by the way, because of your not being there. It was actually a really good thing you went.
Good. Well, I'll take that. That'll be my solace.
Sean Boyd really, he had a very good time, and I guess we'll be talking about this episode. I guess if it's not obvious, every podcast pretty much I think is talking about Reasoncon down in Hickory, North Carolina. It was a big one, a huge one. I don't know if they can top this year's Reasoncon. It's going to be hard pressed to do so.
Yeah, I got nothing. Thanks for being. Thanks for. Shit, I got nothing. I'm sad.
I know. Well, maybe next year, right? Plan it ahead. Schedule
That's what every shitty football team says. Yeah, maybe next year.
I know, but you could probably schedule ahead next year and definitively have the time off, I bet.
That's true, yeah.
So that won't be too bad. And also we'll be revealing more details about our scholarship program and the cool, awesome name I came up with, I think, anyway.
Yeah, I laughed, so that's pretty good.
You were snorting. You liked it so much.
I was not expecting it. It was good.
So, I'm sorry. That's not you. You do not look like a choking hyena. I just don't know how to laugh and snort. So, you know.
I don't do
but,
it.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun episode, I think, as far as, well, it's going to be bittersweet for you, but there's a lot of things to talk about, and you're still very relevant to this conversation, even if you didn't attend, because I know you've seen a lot of Aron Ra's podcast and appearances. Matt Dillahunty, you're very familiar with, Lawrence Krauss, Callie. I mean, you know these people. You've seen a lot of what they have to offer and what they talk about. So, yeah, it'd have been nice if you were there in person, but you're still very familiar with everything they covered. So it was still type grapefruit style lobbing of information to crowds, because they can't get too complicated with the general crowd. So I got a dry throat tonight. Not good. It needs some lubrication.
Yes, it does.
So yeah, what's going on with you before we jump into everything? How's work? What's life doing to you?
I'm currently at work, actually.
Oh, that's right.
But yeah, loving
it. Yeah, I bet you are loving it, right?
I am. I really am loving it, so I can't bitch.
You got a life again.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So the baby's like recognizing you every night you come home now, right?
Well, yeah, it sucks when either my wife and I, if we're by ourselves, either one of us can put her to sleep. If we're both there, she won't go to sleep. She's like, I got them both. Yay. Wah. And then she gets all clingy and all that good stuff.
I think she'll adjust, and she'll be able to understand, that it's okay. Kids just take a little bit to adjust when dynamics change. Yeah. They really do. It's crazy. Now, on my end, things are okay despite me pretty much getting screwed over on Friday. Like I told you.
Chilly, right?
I did not get the fuck out of my job until 4 p.m. in the afternoon because...
Is there a 4 p.m. in the morning I wasn't aware of?
Huh?
Is there a 4 p.m. in the morning I wasn't aware of?
Did I say the morning? I said the afternoon.
You said 4 p.m. in the afternoon, like there's any other p.m. There's only...
Well, it's just habit to overly describe a situation. It's what I do. I'm overboard with my word salad. But, yeah, we didn't get out of there till 4 o'clock. So Heathen Child and I took off, but we really didn't technically leave the Florence area until 4:30 p.m. And I was doing 90 and making good time. Like, oh, dude, we're going to make it by 10 o'clock. So I knew we'd still, like, get to see people at the dinner if we got down there by 10. Because, like, I just check in after the dinner party. We'd just go straight to the dinner event. Me and my work clothes and my steel-toe shoes. Yeah, I drove in my steel-toe shoes. And just, you know, and then we'll clock in. We'll check in with the hotel after we're done. And then the 40 days and 40 nights worth of water started falling from the sky as soon as I got about into, I'll say, Knoxville. And it was a grind from there. It was horrible. I have to say that while this was a great trip, it was also a bad trip at the same time. I think everybody that went who had to drive was complaining about the water around the road and how long it took. I mean, it took me 8 hours to get back.
Well, it's pretty brutal. The North Carolina Tennessee border to the mountains there is brutal anyways. I mean, it shuts down at least once a year from rock slides, and they're always working on that damn thing.
Maybe they should pick a drier season next year for Reasoncon, because, I mean, 16 hours of driving with my hands tight on the wheel, especially coming in when I wanted to get to North Carolina, like the Tennessee line, before it got too dark. But because of the rain, I couldn't do that. And you know how it is. You get around La Follette and you're getting on Jellicoe. There's not any highway lights at all. So you have all this flooding water. You can't see the pools of water that you're going to hit in the dark. It was nerve-wracking. I mean, it was terrible. Oh, man. And that's what's really fucked up, because I even told my boss, I'm like, yo, it's going to be really bad weather if we take off late. And yeah. So that was shitty. But once we got there, I still managed to stop over at the hotel and say hi to, Deborah McTaggart was still awake. And she'd been on the road for
everybody was still awake until about 4.
Oh, we walked up to the hotel and there was a bunch of people outside drinking. So Sean got to interact with some drunk people. And he really enjoyed the experience. It's funny when you take a teenager to adult events, because they get to see that even when you're an adult, you're not much more interesting than when you were 15 at the local homecoming dance. It's all pretty much the same, just lots more alcohol involved. So, right?
It might be, yeah. It's roughly analogous to that.
That's how I saw it anyway. It was just wow kind of situation. So
yeah, it's super fun. God damn it.
Yeah, I think the party was actually in Chris Watson's hotel room this year. Podunk Polymath had the party this year. Tucker made off with a lot of extra booze after the fact. He kind of showed off his spoils of war in his bag, and there was a lot of different flavors of booze going on. That was cool. So he made out like a bandit. So the next morning, as you know, they had the continental breakfast, which was basically, sorry, it was basically bagels and expensive muffins, water, and coffee. So, yeah, I would have liked this. When I hear continental breakfast, I think of more than just...
It's usually eggs and some French toast and something.
It's something, but not just... That's not a continental breakfast. They just should have just said coffee and bagels or whatever, But it's okay. I think next year maybe they might want to either change the wording or offer more. I'm just saying, because there wasn't much left, because that was a sold out deal, and Aron Ra, he was the headliner at breakfast. Basically, you come in, and during the first deal, and all of the coffee and donuts and all that crap was like in the presentation room with him. So you're like eating and listening to Aron Ra speak. And for those that don't know, they're going to be offering at Reasoncon NC, or no, it's reasonnc.com, right?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, reasonnc.com. They're going to be having a professionally made released video of the events. It's only $10, people, because they're going to be offering it as an online download. So $10 is a really good deal. There's going to be a ton of footage. $10, and it supports a really good group. Highly, huh?
So I wonder if I'm going to see anyone I know.
Tons.
I know.
Tons. I know Sean and I should be in it at least twice. One where Sean looks like he's probably falling asleep listening to Aron Ra, unfortunately. And
it was early.
Well, it wasn't even that. It's just, you know how sometimes when Aron does his presentations, he's almost Garrison Keillor-like in storytelling?
Yeah. That's
the Aron Ra segments I like to listen to. This was not that. This... Right? Aron can be a hit and miss sometimes. It's always good information he's sharing with you, but sometimes the presentation of the information, it's like I'm listening to a transcribed Reddit argument sometimes when he's going through things. And Aron pretty much covered his foray into politics, because as we know, he's running for Texas Senate. Whoop, whoop. And it's like in a predominantly conservative district, as I think you pointed that out on the previous episode.
AKA Texas.
Yeah, but like one of the more conservative.
Basically Austin would be your only really conservative place in Texas, I think.
Yeah. Well, he didn't talk too much about his campaign at all.
Well, not really his constituents.
I know, but it's still good to get the word out, I think. I don't know. I just thought it's a new territory with so many atheists coming out and trying to run for office right now. I think it would have been nice if he would have gone into it a little bit more than 5 minutes, because he had an hour to speak. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion. It's just an opinion, man. Just an opinion, Jerry, right? So he did speak about his politics, and then he delved into annoying tactics that debaters use. He had like 3 of them, I think. And every time he mentioned William Lane Craig, I wanted to correct him and go, Lame Craig, lame. You know? But I didn't know that. I can't do it. But yeah, and honestly, when I realized more of what he was going to focus on in his talk, I don't need to know what's annoying to him in debate. I think it's preaching to the choir a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Reasoncon is a big circle jerk anyway. That's what's so great about it.
Yeah. But I was just like, I don't know. It's just the way he was talking about them. Like, he brought up apologetics, which I agree. I think most people agree. Apologetics are like the worst waste of time ever, because it's just a nonstop circular argument without any good basis of fact. And of course, they're changing the rules constantly in order to accommodate. It's just, I don't like to deal with apologetics unless it's absolutely necessary, because it's just a frustrating deal, you know. He spoke on, what else did he? See, this is how much it stuck with me, because it was just something I've heard a million times. I think the biggest thing I listened to was him speaking on apologetics. And, sometimes you just got to go there and you better know what you're talking about. And he related some of the experiences dealing with folks who then come up to him after a debate or one of his talks. And he's, they question him about how he came up with his own conclusions, and then he'll point out the flaws in their beliefs while they're standing there, kind of thing. It's typical Aron Ra discussion on debate tactics. So I was just kind of listening. I kind of wasn't. I was in and out with it. I don't think it was
for breakfast.
Yeah, and I don't think it's one of his best. His delivery wasn't entertaining, if that makes. It was, but it wasn't. He had some of his he had really good one-liners in there that he's known for, where he'll, come back with, I'm not talking about this, this, or this. I don't mean a metaphor and an adjective and a da-da-da-da-da. He had some moments where, the crowd's laughing. It was funny. But overall, it was pretty deep stuff. You're talking about debate tactics, and you have a hangover from the night before. Most of the people did. So I just like, I don't think that was a way to open the show. But it's what it is. I did enjoy Matt Dillahunty. I know there's a couple people that know me are probably like, oh my God, what did she just say? Because I kind of got burned out on Matt Dillahunty for a while there. Like over the last about 8 or 9, not even 8 or 9, but probably about 3 or 4 years ago, I quit listening and watching and reading Matt Dillahunty. I did. Not because I don't like him or because I don't agree with him. I just got burnt out. Because, as he said, he explained why he covers the same questions over and over and over and over. That's why I quit watching his show, because I'm just like, we've done this 1,000 billion trillion times, So it's kind of cool because he was explaining why he keeps doing this, which I'm sure you already know why he keeps doing this. You probably follow Dillahunty more than I do.
No, not necessarily.
Really?
I mean,
Are you a big Dillahunty fan at all, or?
I enjoy watching the atheist experience sometimes. But
yeah.
I usually the stuff that I'll actually watch or do is just more humor type shit nowadays. Because I mean, essentially, it's just watching. If you watch like the atheist experience or listen to it or whatever, it's just them crushing these people, which I'm all for, but there's never really been a good challenge with it.
And it's not entertaining to me. Right? I didn't see entertainment value. I would listen.
I did initially, but then I kind of just got really sad. Mm-hmm. And it's sad that they're still having to do this show, and they have to do that show. I mean, that's the thing, is that they fucking have to. I mean, and it's every day, it's every week, and it's still the same questions over and over and over. Basically teaching fucking logic to people.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he said he keeps doing this for us, because he wants to focus on understanding where someone's coming from when they're defending their belief, and then help them step back and see the error, the cognitive dissonance, and whatever else they come up with, to see the programming errors that they've got going on, to kind of wake them up. He goes, I'm not out there with a woman in front of me questioning, Jesus being here, and he didn't defend slavery, but I'm like, yeah, he did. It said this here, and then he defended this over here, and then the woman's just kind of like, oh, and you can see in her face, she's kind of panicking, and so you're like, why don't you go talk to this person over here, because, blah, 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 and he tries to give them an out, that way they don't feel overwhelmed and, like, intimidated. He goes, I don't know if it's because I'm a guy, but he goes, it's just one of those things that sometimes when you're delivering the reality or the problems with what they're saying, you can just see the meltdown going on in their eyes. And then they're also on the spot, kind of like, oh, fuck, I'm in front of this person and they got nothing, So he doesn't want to see them squirm and be miserable. But at the same time, he's not going to sit there and not rip apart arguments. But
right. He's a better man than I am.
Yeah, he's patient. He's empathetic. Like, he takes, like I tend to do. But I'm the person, though, depending on the situation, I'm more likely to do questions over and over and over and over again with kids than I am somebody who's our age. Right. I'd rather hand them a frequently asked question card and move on. Maybe that's not fair. I'm not saying that folks can't learn. Obviously they can. But it's just like, I really want to work with kids, because I think that they're more open. They're already more reasonable. You can do more with kids. And sometimes kids have a good effect on the parents and the adults around them, right? Because, you love your kids, usually. Unless they've been sleeping with Satan or something, But, Dillahunty he was all about empathy, understanding, listening, consistency, knowing your arguments. He did say, it's important that you kind of, if you're going to go out and debate or whatever along that line, to make sure that you are educating yourself on terms. He goes, because there's a lot of terms that even atheists get confused, or time frames, or understanding the roles of certain characters within doctrine. And that is huge. I learned that myself when I wrote my books. And it's amazing how much is not in the Bible that people don't understand or realize about the Bible, especially the politics of the time. That's huge, So he was covering that too. He kind of called out skeptics to do your homework, because if you go out there uninformed, you're going to make all the rest of us look like jackasses. So that was kind of cool. I was like, okay. don't know if I'll still want to listen to The Age of Reason, but I wouldn't mind watching more of Dillahunty's like presentations in general. Might be a little more my stream of thought and desire to fill my time with.
I don't know how to think.
You don't know how to think?
I never learned to read or think.
Oh, you're so full of shit.
I know.
You just learn how to edit yourself.
I'm working on that. I said effing the other day.
Did you really?
I did. I was in front of kids.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's probably why I got sex Sunday.
Oh wow.
It's a reward for not cussing in front of children.
I just do it in a lower voice. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about cursing around kids at a really young age, but
I just don't realize I'm doing it. I mean, that's the problem.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm pretty aware I'm doing it.
I don't prefer to cuss in front of children. I just don't realize what I'm doing, and I just start. We were sitting there waiting for the fucking Easter Bunny the other day. I said, God damn it, why is this fucking line so long?
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of kids around, not even paying attention. Luckily, I wasn't very loud, but I just got a little punch in the arm for that one.
Yeah, you were just thinking what all the other adults in the line were thinking. You said it out loud.
Except for the lady behind me. Motherfucker, these kids had shirts on that said, bro, do you have Jesus? I wanted to say, no, motherfucker, please tell me. The second they walked up, my wife looked right at me. I knew exactly what was going on.
The eyes. She gave you the eyes.
She did. If I had a soul, it went right through it.
That's funny. Well, it's off topic, but I mean, you learned some new things about your wife this week too, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I learned that she still prays at night like a child. Apparently, that's a thing that people still do. I did not know that. So that's interesting. Say my prayers at night.
You kind of assume they just kind of grow out of that?
Well, I just kind of thought, once a week kind of thing. Like, oh, I've got some free time. I'll pray at church or whatever when everyone else prays or whatever. But apparently, it's a everyday thing. So
I didn't
ask. I didn't realize it. So I thought that was. I didn't ask if I was in the prayers though. I want to. Part of me is like, I want to know, and the next part of me is going to be, you're going to be an asshole about it, so you shouldn't ask. And then because she's going to say yes, and I go, are they working? Or she's going to say no, and I'm going to say, because they don't work. So either way, I'm going to be the asshole. She's smarter than that. So
I mean, where is she praying? Is she like in bed? You guys are already in bed for the night, and she's just kind of quietly, silently praying to herself?
I guess so, because I've never done it. I mean, we've been married almost 2 years.
How are you going to know? I mean, what if you roll over and want to just kind of rub a little wood on her, and she's like in the middle of her prayer? I mean...
Well, I mean, obviously her prayer was answered. What are you talking about? Joe Kennedy could have rubbed his wood on her. I mean, seriously, that's a prayer answered. Duh.
Yeah, I would just.
That's a good question. I'm going to try that. I just wish I could tell when she was doing it. And then just, I mean, what's she going to do? Not give me sex? I mean, it's pretty well so far. I mean, she doesn't move her lips or anything, but that'd be really funny.
Yeah, I mean, she's like praying silently to herself.
Oh my God. So see your lips moving, walk over the direction, just tap her on the lips. Oh, so much trouble.
She probably know what you're about.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, we just had this discussion, so you need to wait like 6 months and then try it.
Yeah. Fuck it. I'll forget in 6 months. I don't care. It's not that big of a deal.
Right now, good pranks, good sneakiness is best for those who are patient enough to wait. And that was proven at this past weekend.
Let's go rescue Skepticon? Decepticon?
No, Reasoncon.
That's not what I heard. I heard Decepticon.
But I'm just, it is kind of, I'm saying deception, I got con, I'm just like, bleh. But no, this is a really good segue. So we're talking about sneakiness. Callie Wright is like the queen of sneakiness.
Oh, yeah, dude, awesome.
And that's why I'm saying I don't know how they could top this at all. I mean,
props to Gene Elliott, because apparently he knew last year.
Oh, I know. And it must have been like torture, right? Collins knew too.
It's impressive. Adam
Collins knew too. I'm impressed. That guy kept his mouth shut. Like, wow, right? So, Callie had written a presentation called A Love Letter to Science. It was really good. She was basically speaking on how appreciative she was of safe places to come out with, you're deciding that you are not in the right body. This is not who you are. You need to be you. And you're having to break this to family members and the public. And she liked the fact that Reasoncon has always been a good space for her to do that. It was like one of the first places, I guess, that she really enjoyed getting out there and kind of saying, oh, hey, this is me, She kind of related it to us, how it went down when she was telling her mom and then her sister, which was really funny. She also spoke on the problems with, I don't know how you want, I forget what the term was. It was really interesting. But she was covering a case study where a young boy was born and the skin around his penis was adhered. And then when they went to remove it, yeah. So surgery, he went in for surgery when he was young. They've botched it. So you know what I'm talking about? The parents decided to take a psychologist to. Well, so they botched the surgery. So you know what went down? Talk to a psychologist. And what did the psychologist say to do?
Make him a girl?
Yeah. It was that.
No shit.
It's that psychologist who's infamous for this. It was an experiment done. He ended up making this boy and his sister, or his other brother, I forget, do sexual acts together and whatnot as therapy and all this other crazy stuff.
What?
I mean, this guy was...
What?
Yeah. It was horrible. I'll have to get I wish I could remember the name of this psychologist because I remember this study, but it was really, really bad. In the long run, the sibling that didn't have the dysfunction ended up being okay. The one who they tried to force to be a girl said, I'm not doing this. I'm going to be male. Went on to be male.
So you give him a horse transplant, a cock transplant with a horse. That's how you fix that one.
Well, I wish it could be humorous because this guy, with all the damage done, he ended up killing himself by the age of 38.
Yeah, holy fuck, that is amazing. And by amazing, I mean fucking terrible.
Yeah, I agree. Yes. This is something, I'll get it in the show notes. I'm sorry, folks, I was kind of lazy and didn't write down. And now I'm like blanking on the name because this is a lot of folks they'll know who I'm talking about. This is an infamous psychologist. But Callie's point was, it goes to show when people are asking you, well, when did you know? And it's like, there's no when. I've always known. This guy, you cannot make somebody decide they want to be this. They are this person. There's no when did it happen? How did it happen? What triggered this? None of that shit, okay? And that's kind of what Callie was talking about and brought up this psychological abuse study, basically, is what it was. You are who you are. If you don't just decide one day you think you're female. You're born and you're female, even if you have male genitalia, and vice versa.
Well, it's like knowing how do you know when you're straight? You don't fucking know. You're into girls or into boys, depending on your orientation.
Exactly. And that's what Callie was bringing up to the crowd. She also took some questions, which is really cool. So, folks were like, how can I help my sister? This person came out and I don't know what to do. Those kind of questions, which is very good, very supportive to understand the situation. But then she put something sneaky at the end of it. She said, okay, everybody needs to get out their cell phones and record this next bit. It's really important, so we all get it out. Our cell phones, not Joe's dick. And
this time
we're all like, just get it live. And I was trying to do it live and my phone fucked up. I ended up with like 4 videos instead of 1. It was weird, but it worked. But needless to say, Callie then again reaffirmed how her journey all of this began at the first Reasoncon. I mean, I think she's already transitioning at that point, but, like being out in the open and whatever. And she met all these great people that have been with her through this and that. And then it led to her proposing to Celeste.
I know.
There was not a dry eye in the house. I'm still kind of like, oh my God, right? I can't watch the video anymore because I my ribs will be sore from just crying my eyes out. It was beautiful. It was very sweet. Shelley Segal sang right after the proposal. So there was, this really tender moment between her and Celeste and everything else. So yeah, they're going to get married. Oh, and she made very clear, Callie did, that she cannot wait to get her new science vagina, and she will let everybody know once she uses it. So
awesome.
She's thrilled. She's thrilled. So yeah, that was like huge. That was really, really a big deal. And it was a packed house for that engagement announcement. It was wonderful. And Callie did a really sweet reference to Zelda up on the video camera screen thingy. I forget what they're called at the moment. I use them at work all the time. But yeah, the projector. Up on the projector, there was a screen from Zelda. And it shows the scene where you first go in to get the sword. And it says, "Take me with you. It's dangerous out there." Will you take me with you? It's dangerous out there.
Oh, so bravo.
Right? It was like, oh my God. Oh, my heart. It's just, yeah, it was great. It was, wow. That was amazing. It was great. So they're a very, very happy couple. Lots and lots of pictures. They have matching rings with red hearts. And I'm assuming that's another Zelda reference. But yeah, they each have rings and they have these little red hearts in them. They're real cute.
That's fucking sweet.
Yeah, so I made sure I got a picture with the Celeste to show off that bling. I was just like, come on, let's see where Callie put a ring on it. It was awesome. So Celeste was such a good sport. I just loved how she completely made herself available to everybody for pictures and she was just, I
want to give a negative shout out to people. Celeste posted on Facebook that like 5 or 6 different people confused her and Marissa and
Callie.
And Callie. Like, come on, people. You see these people. I don't know what happened. John Livingston got confused for Ishmael because he was, I guess, the only other black dude there.
And it wasn't just one time either. And
we're better than that.
Another woman got confused for America. I was just like, oh my gosh. Tucker was like furious. He was furious. I could tell. He was just like, you could tell he was keeping tallies. Hell, he probably wrote the people's names down if he knew who the fuck they were that made the mistake. So, Tucker, he's thorough. But yeah, it's just like, holy shit, man. Really? I mean,
every time I think about that, I think about, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go.
Oh, I was going to say, Lawrence Fishburne and Samuel L. Jackson get confused for each other constantly, and that's what I think of. Is when people never get the right person. You're just like, someone goes up to Samuel L. Jackson and says, "Are you Lawrence Fishburne?" and vice versa.
Seriously?
But I mean, yeah, because people are dumb.
I think if you walk up to somebody and you've never met them in person before anyway, even if you know or think you know who they are, you should be like, "Hey, I'm blah blah."
Exactly, your name first. Yourself. Well, that's how it was at Reasoncon 2 years ago. I saw Callie pull up in her little square car. What was it? But it had Ohio plates, and I knew it was her, but I didn't want to be the person to fuck up. I was like, pretty sure that's Callie. And then Chris and I walked inside. and then I waited until someone else said hi first, and then I went and said hi.
Yeah, I think it's really important, especially if you've never met the people before. You know what I'm saying? I think it's really, really important to not just assume. Just introduce yourself like you don't know them to begin with. I think that's fair. There's nothing wrong. It's nothing offensive. Or just say, I don't know your name, blah, blah, blah. Or I'm not sure, but blah, blah, blah. My name is yada, yada. At least acknowledge that you are unsure. And there's nothing wrong with acknowledging you're unsure. That's okay, But yeah, I have a guy at work. He still calls me everything from Melinda, Marissa, Belinda, Anna. It's crazy. I'm just like, you don't know my fucking name. You don't know. Just quit. You don't even know who I am half the time.
That's why I walk around with my penis out. People know exactly who I am. Oh, you're Joe. My bad.
Legendary. It's legendary.
Yeah, I wish.
Callie's presentation was really good. I mean,
she's always really good. She's always really good.
Yeah, she really has just come so far. Her and Celeste. I mean, look at how much Celeste braves these conventions with Callie, with all the crowds and everything else. I mean,
yeah, Celeste is very shy, but she's super nice.
Well, I'll tell you what, she's a world of her own anyway, and I love Celeste to death. I do. I hate to admit it, but yeah, Callie, I kind of like your fiance better. I can't help it. Not that I don't like you either, but I love Celeste. I can see why Callie is just head over heels for her. Celeste is just fabulous. I love her so much. So yeah, that happened. An engagement. So never underestimate the value of patient sneakiness. I'm telling you, wait 6 months and then do the lip tap 10 minutes after y'all go to bed. Be patient.
I'll write you guys from the hospital. Joe can't talk right now. His penis has been amputated.
It's shoved in his face.
And he just wants to die now. So.
Well, then, of course, we all know the biggest, most important reason I went to Reasoncon.
I heard there was someone that you liked there. What was his name? Let me think. Levi Strauss, something like that?
Lawrence Motherfucking Krauss was there.
Know. That's why I asked you if it got moist in that place when you were...
Oh, yeah. The whole room must have gone up at least 20 degrees just for me being a couple rows away. I mean, as soon as after Callie's crowd had... No, it wasn't Callie's. It was after Matt Dillahunty's crowd had cleared out. It was like, yeah, we'll take a 10-minute break. I'm like, Sean, we got to move up front now because they didn't put their badges on the seat. Go, go, go. And we immediately got our seats as close to the front as we could.
I'd have beaten your ass.
No badge on the seat or anything underneath it. That shit's mine. I'm there.
Fair. It's Coca-Cola rules.
Yeah, right? So that's what I did. We got up front, and it was really neat because he went into how we're all connected to not just the universe, not just to the stars or to each other, but also just atoms, how we breathe in and out atoms that's been breathed, inhaled and exhaled, taken in and out from millions of years ago, people back then, It was really cool. Sean listened to every single word that guy had to say once he started making the grad jokes, because Krauss likes to make the graduate jokes like, oh well, yeah, we can just get a grad in here to handle it. It's like graduates, I think, in Krauss's mind are the same as the red shirts on Star Trek. Seriously, they're just like completely expendable. He was showing a picture of the sun setting at the South Pole, and he goes, yeah, this is a really special picture, because the South Pole, the sun only sets once a year or once every 6 months or some shit. 6 months. I think it's every 6 months. He goes, so that means it's going to be dark for 6 months and nobody can come get you. So, it was a grad student that took the picture. Shaw was immediately like, oh shit, this guy's got a sense of humor. And he was on it. So, yeah, he wants all of his books. The kid took fucking notes, Joe.
Wow. I was getting text by text. I was getting messaged by Tucker throughout most of it.
Yeah.
And I just kept saying, I fucking hate you. I fucking hate you.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do that to you. I just couldn't do that to you. I know you really wanted to be there, and I really wanted you to be there. That's what really sucks about it.
It did suck.
Yeah, because, people know you more than they know me. I'm just another chick running around with a Star Trek shirt on, so... And, it's funny, only one person caught the absolute heresy of what I was wearing. I had on a Star Trek shirt with Spock, and it says, "Trek yourself before you wreck yourself," right?
I love that shirt, by the way.
Yeah, right? Well, in my hair, though, I had Millennium Falcons.
Oh, God, that is wrong. No, that's not right.
Like one person caught it. It was awesome. We're just like, what the fuck is in your hair? And I'm like, Millennium Falcons. So, yeah, I was representing soap opera and science drama, so it was cool. But yeah, Krauss was really, really good, though. I think the biggest thing that people really liked in the crowd, and I had never heard him say this analogy before, but he had mentioned how he officiated his first wedding last year. Hello.
Oh, how fucking cool would that have been?
Right? I'm just like, I might get married again only if I could get Krauss to officiate it.
I'm never getting married again. I don't give a shit who
all that shit. Like, I had to know that shit a week later because I don't really ever want to be married again. But yeah,
get you some dates for a week and then.
Yeah, like, okay, I'm out. But listen to all this shit. It's boring. We're done. So he was mentioning how he officiated a wedding, and he was telling the couple how at some point they're both breathing the same air that their parents had been breathing when they got married. You know, because they got married at the same place their parents had gotten married at, the whole 9 yards. So it was kind of like, yeah, so you're breathing in atoms that your own mother and fathers had
probably queefed out. Yeah.
Well, then he goes, but you also know what else that means. It means you're also breathing in and out of the atoms that they use when they were breathing to conceive you. So, yeah, of course, Krauss had to put that in there. So the whole crowd was just groaning, and very humorous guy. But yeah, he did the usual talk about the Big Bang, how you can only see so far back, and that it was so hot, and this is why matter can travel faster than the speed of light, even though that would normally not seem the rules. But when there's that massive of an expansion,
that's establishing the rules. The rules weren't really established until after the fact.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so it was really cool. He was doing that, and then he did this hold the breath thing, and he kind of gave me shit, which was even more awesome.
He gave you shit?
He gave me shit. I'm like, oh. So I've seen him do this one before. He told everybody to hold their breath and to hold as long as they could. So everybody's like taking a deep breath and whatever. I'm not, because I've seen him do this one before, and I'm just sitting there smiling and watching Sean try to hold his breath while Krauss is rambling away. And then he goes, yeah, now see, this is why we're all connected. He goes, all of that air you inhaled. And he looks around and goes, some of you aren't holding your breath. Some of you, if you're smiling, you're not holding your breath. And then he pointed me and goes, you're smiling, And I was like, oh, cool. So, yeah, so he kind of called me out for not participating, which is fun. But then he explained to everybody, all the air you just inhaled and you're holding on to, that's from previously. It could have been from Genghis Khan on the plains of the continent. And, he's explaining all that stuff. So it was really neat. It was really cool. He's explaining the math behind that. And then at the end, he was going to take questions. And Sean had a question. And I said, well, as soon as he says he'll start picking people, stand up. Just stand up. Screw raising your hand. Stand the fuck up, right? Well, of course, Krauss looks the opposite direction of us.
Of course he does.
And he's picking like 4 people from one side. He mentions, okay, you, but we need a woman. And he looks over there, and I'm like this. Like, that's exactly the face I made too, probably.
He's like, well, look at that crazy motherfucker. She's going to have a good one.
I didn't fucking care. I'm like, I'm a mom on a mission. I want to get Sean's question answered, right? So yeah, we got to ask the question, and he's like, and it better be a good one. When he picked me, and then Sean's like, shit, I don't think it's that good of a question. And Sean's question was a very good one, considering, it's kind of observant. He doesn't know why, and it's bothered him for a while. Why is whenever we look out into the cosmos and they're showing us galaxies, why do they always look like a disc, right? So Sean wanted to know, why do they look like this? Why are they discs? And of course, we already know they're not really discs. They're not even really round, but it gets that illusion, so to speak. So it was something that was cool. He then explained to Sean everything from, dark matter takes away from it. You have these 2 galaxies that are coming together and they cannibalize one another. So, he's like, they're not really round. They're not really spherical per se. They're coming all different shapes and sizes. So Sean thought that was really cool, and he was really, really thrilled. And unfortunately, we didn't get a picture with Krauss.
You got an autograph, though, right?
Yeah, I did get an autograph, and I behaved myself. I didn't make him sign my chest and have it tattooed.
But that was your first thought. You're proud of yourself for not being a psycho. Good job. I'm proud of you, too, actually.
Only because Sean was there.
Yeah, I totally think that's the only goddamn reason.
If you would have been there, I totally would have had him do it. I would have been like, sign right here, please, and don't ask questions later.
I'll just turn my back, block everybody.
Just sign right here, please.
Just a titty signage.
Yeah. So he had to catch a plane, so he didn't really have time to do more pictures with people. He could.
Oh, did he go to that March for Science? Is that where he's going?
He did, but he had already been and then came back. I think he went to the one in Charlotte.
Went to one in Charlotte, and I think he was scheduled, or they had asked him to do one, because I think that's what Gene was talking about. We had him on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It was like one in Ohio or some shit.
I'm in DC too, but he wasn't gonna do that, I don't think. But yeah, he ended up doing a Charlotte and then flying back. So he missed the first half of the convention on Saturday and made it back to do his bit. And it was cool too, because he did explain the importance of why we should be doing these marches. He goes, I know some scientists don't want to. He goes, but with all this funding that's getting cut, we've got to put a face to what's being cut. That's science teachers, that's biologists, that's, cosmologists like himself. I mean, a lot of his funding comes from the government. He's like, there's 25% being taken out of my side across the board. What do we do? And that's why he said he wanted to go and do this, to go and march. That was his biggest motivator. He wanted to put a face to what is being cut from the public.
Did you see where Emperor Cheeto wants to fucking he wants us to hit Mars before his first term's over? I mean, yeah. my first thought was, hell yeah. And the next thought was, that's not going to fucking happen. You're just blowing smoke.
Unless him and Elon Musk are good friends. Maybe he and Elon Musk, they might not be good friends, but maybe they got enough business involved with each other that...
A lot of people are giving him shit for it. They're telling Musk to get away from him. But fuck, if I can get us to fucking Mars, that would be awesome.
Yeah. I just feel like Trump's trying to relive the 60s. I really do. He's using nationalism to propel innovation forward. At least that's what he thinks he's going to do. But he doesn't understand that nationalism was pretty much gone after that point. People weren't all Red Scare crazy anymore. They pretty much worked through it by the 60s, I think. Well, no, because they were racing against communists still. So,
that was more of a no.
He was still Red Scare-ish.
Yeah, still Red Scare-ish.
We were trying to be better than the commies. The second Red Scare, I should differentiate here. First Red Scare was a little different. But the second Red Scare is the one I'm referring to. But yeah, I mean, it just... for me, though, he has to understand if he's going to if he's wanting to privatize the space industry to help drive down costs to make it more affordable to pursue these projects, my only concern is safety, quality, data integrity. I mean, yeah, competition's important, but there's a lot of bad things that can happen with corporate privatization of, space programs and whatnot. You got to be really careful. That's a fine line you're treading, I think. It's just my thoughts on that. But I have to have some candy. I have to have candy. My throat's sore. I know it is.
You know what you need? The one that coats is the only one you need.
Yeah, I know.
A little vitamin D.
I need to make a call to my Deutscher, but I doubt he'll answer his phone. But it was funny, though, at one point, he had talked about the Science March and politics, and he briefly went into how we're all connected. And then he started to come up to show a diagram for the Big Bang to talk about our universe. And he goes, oh man, y'all are probably tired and don't want to hear about this, because he was like the last guy of the day. And he knew he was approaching into a lecture mode style. But I really think, it always seems to me that even with everything that Krauss does, I still think he underestimates how entertaining and captivating he can be. Not just because I'm fangirling, but his data, his presentations and his information and the way he presents it. He's an educator, and he actually makes it interesting, right? I mean, if my 15-year-old's like listening and wanting to take notes at a conference, at a convention.
Yeah, he's doing something right.
Dude, you're doing something right. I swear I think he underestimates himself. I really do. I mean, it was cute. I have to say it was cute. He was setting up his sound. He was setting up his projectors and stuff. I mean, he was all up in the mechanics of this thing, getting him set up, which is awesome. And then he's sitting there and he's pushing buttons and he's like, okay, Lawrence, don't do this. He's like talking to himself. Don't do this, Lawrence. Okay, Lawrence. Under his breath, without realizing his mic was hot. It was so adorable. I was like, this is why I love this guy. He's cute. He's vulnerable, you know? You can see his insecurity. You can see his humanity. He doesn't constantly have on this perfect, confident air.
Did you go rub one out? Because it sounds like you did.
No, I didn't.
John, go to the buffet table. I'll be right back.
I just enjoyed the shit out of his presence. It was great. It was
man.
nice.
Tucker was showing some little pictures and stuff, and he's like, dude, Krauss is fucking amazing. I'm just like, yeah, fuck you. In the face.
In the face?
Fuck him in the face.
I didn't know you that kind of love.
Huh?
I didn't know you loved him that much.
Yeah, it's that accent.
It's a treat if you're going to do that to somebody in the face.
It just, it coats. It's good for the throat.
But yeah, I think it was really, really good call. I wish they could get him every year. I wish they could. It'd be fantastic. He's
still
really
being busy though.
Oh, I know. I brought up the EM drive while he was doing our autographs. I said, I'm keeping an eye on that EM drive. He's like, yeah, you just keep watching that EM drive. Just keep watching it. I could tell he completely doesn't buy it. He was fucking with the crowd so hard about not believing the moon landing was real and stuff. Yeah, and I know the moon landing on it because, it's a hoax. And he eventually had to clarify, he goes, I don't really believe it's a hoax, people. Because I think he can see the crowd was starting to look confused, like, what the fuck?
Everyone starts crying, and it's like Godzilla shows up.
Scoop on this guy that we didn't know about. Is he, he was just fucking with people. But it was funny. It was funny. He kept bringing up the moon hoax being, the moon landing being a hoax. And it was good. But yeah, he really made the case for public funding and that kind of thing, which I guess leads to our next segment, which is kind of important. This is huge.
Is it huge?
It's huge.
So I like it. I like it huge.
So Krauss is one of my inspirations for this. This is something I've been wanting to do for the better part of 10 years, easily. I tell people all the time, what am I going to do about their kids, Joe? I'm coming for them, right? Because if I can't get the adults to listen, I'll work with the kids instead.
We give all the Catholic shit when they say that about, our kids. We should. You're too aggressively coming at my kids.
Yeah, right? It's like, yeah, I'm coming at your kids. I'm going to get them and give them information. So with that said, I finally have a scholarship program for us, like we briefly mentioned last episode. I'm really, really excited about it. And we got to try and get our friend Tucker to say this like on a recording for us or something at some point. You're fine. Go ahead. Bye, Denise. Have a good night tonight. That's my daughter. She's going out tonight.
Bye, everybody.
Have fun. Condoms.
Condoms, they say. Condoms. Don't forget condoms.
Oh, my goodness.
So, yeah, this scholarship, this is something like, I've been wanting this for a while, you know this. And yes, it's for one student this year, and I'm sorry it's only $500, but that was a lot of money for me to put away. I'm just saying, okay? $25 a month for almost 2 years.
Yeah, you didn't even fucking tell me, so that's really impressive.
Yeah, because,
I would have chipped in. That's fine.
Well, I know, but it's something that was like, I want to lead it. And I don't want people to feel like they need to contribute just because I am, kind of thing. I don't know. It's just like...
I love the idea. I might still jump in. I'm
not going to say no. Okay, I won't say no. But so it's $500 this year for one student. I had to talk to a lot of people over at Reasoncon about this. Okay, Bobby C, especially from No Religion Required. I was just like, Bobby, what do you think? And he loved the idea because I said, I also thought about taking this $500 and splitting it up between two people. Give one person $300, give one student $200. And he said, no, just do the one kid because they're going to be lucky to get one book with $500. And that's fair. And that's one of my worries, right? But this $500 is something that I'm really excited about. I plan to start doing an essay. I have to pick the topic. We have to pick a topic because this is for our podcast. And try to remember the name, folks. I know it's a lot to remember, but it's Unbuckling the Bible Belt's Hillbilly Education Fund. That is the name of the scholarship. Oh, he snorted. Did you hear him, everybody? He snorted.
Fucking stupidly awesome. I'm sorry.
And that's why we need to get our friend Tucker from Atheist in the Trailer Park.
Oh, yeah. Get Tucker to do
I
that.
want him to do an ad for this and then have Bobby seen everybody play it like crazy. I want to help a kid, at least one kid this year. And this is what's really neat. Whatever essay, I'm thinking for the essay, what do you think if I make it about bad ad hoc argumentation?
Yeah, let's bore the kids to death before they go to college. That's a lot.
If we're going to judge this shit, it should at least be entertaining, right?
Oh, that sounds entertaining as hell. Sarcasm face. How about it's your scholarship? That's fine. Whatever.
No, I mean, I don't know. That's what I'm like, Bobby, what should they write about? You know, if I do an essay, because I particularly have an essay, I'm like.
Are these high school kids going to college or college kids that are just.
Anybody who's enrolled in college. So
they have to be enrolled.
Yes. And I don't know what the age limit's going to be. I'm thinking 18 to 22. Well, 17 to 22, as long as they're enrolled in college. Sound fair?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. So, but we have to decide on project criteria. Is it an essay? Is it a project? Is it, that's the part I'm not sure about. I know we have $500. I know I will send it to the college and then they will earmark it for that student to buy. They can pay their parking with it for the college. They can pay part of their dorm bill if they want. They can get their books. They can get their whatever. Okay, as long as it's college related, that $500, this college will let them spend it as they need to. That's what we're going to do this year. Next year, I plan to have a 501(c) in place to handle it, because since this is all my personal money, I really don't need to do that this year. But next year, if we have people contributing and donating to the cause, we need to have more transparency, obviously, and I'll have a different account set up. So that's what's going on with the scholarship fund. I just don't know what topic. I know that I want people, I know the entry period is going to be, people start submitting entries between August of this year until the end of September, like the 30th. That will give us October and November to decide who the winners are. And, well, I figure October to November we'll decide, and then we'll announce and then award the money like on December 1st or some shit. I'll send it off to the college that they're enrolled in. That's what I'm thinking we do. Because I want it for winter quarter, I figure. Give time to hash all the details out.
That's good to me. It's weird.
Yeah. I just, like I said, I don't know what to make the essay about. I don't want it to be, I'm sorry, I don't want it to be boring. Everybody can write about secularism's effect on America or in the world, the benefit, and blah, blah, blah. I want it to be something that these kids can also have fun dealing with, so it's not just a normal essay. You know what I mean?
I think we should just give it to whoever's willing to tattoo "I love Satan" on their forehead.
No, that is not.
That's why I'm not in charge of things, because I'm not a grown-up.
But see, I think in the coming years, like next year, I was thinking we could have people, we could focus it being on kids going to school for media and radio and like a podcast kind of thing. And they can like, we get people submit to us podcast jingles or something, secular related, of course. But things like this, I think we could have fun with the Hillbilly Education Fund. I think this is going to be a good thing. If we, this year, the essays, I was telling you off show before we started tonight, the other thing is that we get enough entries, which I'm going to have this put in the national list. By the way, I have to have it done by June, and then they should start being able to see it and whatnot and apply for it. I was thinking, okay, so we'll have them all apply for this. We'll have them all apply for that. And if we get enough entries, one way we could raise money for next year's is then everybody who submitted one, I'm going to compile an ebook. Huh?
Hunger Games. No? Damn it.
I'm going to take all the essays, combine them into an ebook, and that'll be part of the release information when people, they'll see it in the rules. Anything they submit, it's going to be put in this compilation, and then the general public can see all the entries, and for like $2, and then that $2 can go to the fund for next year's scholarship as well. I think that'll be kind of cool.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll kind of cannibalize off
Make sure
of
that's
other.
part of when they
Well, yeah.
make sure they know it becomes our property or your property or whatever.
Oh, yeah. I've already got all of that figured out. It's just, for me, it's the criteria, the project, essay. What do we want to hear about? So if anybody listening, watching has some suggestions on what would make for an interesting essay for secular oriented, I was thinking maybe Secular Student Alliance has their own scholarship, American Atheist has their own scholarship. I don't know I want to make ours kind of unique and different too. So I'd say in the next couple of episodes, we'll know for sure what the essay is going to be required of, how many words, the topic, and we'll post everything. We're going to open up a Facebook page for this scholarship as well. So one more details to come, but I'm excited.
It's pretty cool, dude. Pretty cool.
I think it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Especially the name. The name's awesome. You like the name.
Oh, I do love the name. I think it's made me laugh twice now. So that's pretty good.
No, it fits, doesn't it?
Education.
Especially considering that you're from Tennessee and I'm from Kentucky. It's definitely hillbilly education fun.
Damn, Skippy. And I'm not from here. I live here. Let's just qualify that real quick.
You're from there now, though, if you live there.
I know. I've been here since '88. I guess I'm from here now.
Yeah.
You're from around here, are you, boy? Nope. Is it the English that gave it away? I'm not sure.
So, yeah, I think we'll figure something out. I even debated having the essays. I don't really want to do a public vote popularity contest. I thought about that too, but I think I'd rather do something for that if we have kids do podcast jingles next year or something like that. So, it is. But I want to do that one next year because hopefully next year we'll have more money because I'm sorry, when it comes to jingles, there's going to be a lot of good ones. And I want to make sure we have multiple scholarships to be available to hand out. Essay-wise, yeah, we can just kind of pick one and just leave it at that. So
we got to think of a good topic.
That's what I mean. I think our listeners, and I'm going to put notes out there.
Put on the Facebook page, guys. Put some ideas on the Facebook page.
Yeah, I'm going to have it out there, and we're going to come up with a good topic because we got to slog through it and read it all.
It sounds so depressing. Slog through it.
Oh, it can be if it's a boring topic. That's what I'm thinking. Well, if we make them do bad, something like a humorous ad hoc argumentation, like that convention we saw with Gibber Scraps and whatnot. I really like that kind of argumentation. It's fun. So I think if we had kids stretching their brain on some of the craziest ad hoc they can come up with, would be great. You know what I mean? That would be entertaining, but we'll come up with something, I'm sure. But any suggestions? We need them. We need them.
If you could go back in time and murder anyone, who would it be?
Oh, God. Really? That would be terrible.
Who would you do?
Who would I kill?
Yeah. Or maybe not kill. Let's be nice about it. If you could divert a certain person's path in history, who would it be?
That's a tough one.
Constantine, for me.
You think so?
Yeah. Without the Catholic Church, I mean, we never would have that. We'd be 1,000 years ahead of time right now.
There'd been a different version. There'd been a different version because at that time of Constantine, the Khanates, over the Khans, Genghis Khan's groups, the Khanates, they were already starting to go Muslim. So it would have been Muslim.
Islam didn't exist then. Islam didn't start like the 700s, I think.
Oh, yeah. Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't. It took, what was it, about 300 years after Christianity started because they didn't like Christianity.
Yeah, because Constantine saw the sign and opened up his eyes. He saw the sign because life was demanding. Understanding. I'm embarrassed I know that much of that, actually.
I can't help but sing it now.
No, but he saw the sign, and it said, "In this sign you will conquer," so allegedly. And then basically he just realized that monotheism works pretty well to unite people. So that's what he did. Yeah. But yeah, if we could divert that point in history, I think something might still would have come up, but I don't think it would have spread because, the Roman Empire
it would have
had so much.
I think it still would have. Because before Constantine, they still had the movement started.
Yeah, but it wasn't popular. It was a fringe group.
True.
I'm just trying to keep the fringe down.
Yeah, I guess.
Just trying, man.
I mean, if you just wipe out the Zoroastrians altogether, if you divert their existence, you'd probably never have to deal with even a waiver of it. You wouldn't have Islam or Christianity.
Or the Jews, for that matter.
Exactly. They wouldn't be tortured anymore. Everybody'd like them.
That's a stretch. I'm just kidding.
A lot of it comes from Zoroastrians. I'm just saying.
Of course it does. That's where hell comes from. The fiery hell concept.
Yeah, if you kick the shit out of that, I mean, I think they should have just let Baal be popular instead.
Yeah. Maybe should just had none of it.
Oh, that wasn't going to happen. You know, mankind, we always have to have a larger purpose outside of ourselves and reasoning. We have imaginations.
Mostly.
I think some people would say, you know, economic collapse of the... If we're talking recent history and the effects on the United States, I think if I could have diverted maybe the first economic collapse, that would have been nice. Get rid of this. We wouldn't have needed the New Deal and all the garbage that's followed with it. I mean, the New Deal was a good thing, but people kind of capitalized on that shit.
What? No.
Yeah.
I think
there wouldn't have been a dust bowl. Well, there still would have been a dust bowl, but it wouldn't have been on top of an economic collapse. I don't know. I just think America-wise, some things need to be changed back when the banking systems of the early, it's 19th century, right? Yeah, I think.
No, the Rothschilds were still running things back then. They just weren't called the Rothschilds.
Don't get me started on conspiracy theories. Oh my God. Have you seen my page lately?
I watched some of that. That was interesting.
Yeah, wasn't it? It's like they keep going back to, they won't answer my fact. I'm like, I'm not talking about the official story. I'm talking about hard data where you compare the control processes versus all the other ones. You know, they don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about official stories constantly. And I'm just like, oh my God. And then this guy's like, well, there's conspiracy theories that were proven true. Look at this article. And then at the end of the article, because guess what? It's from worldtruth.org. There's not a single fucking footnote where this guy got his information for the retelling of his version of the stories that were proven true. I'm just like, oh my God. And NWL was in part of that list of proven true.
Oh.
I'm just like, dude, you know, I understand you should not ignore outlying data and facts. I don't. I compare them all. What I'm saying is if you look at them all and it's obvious that this is fact, why then do you still stick with this other and call that one no good? Just because it's a corporation? Well, everything, it's like the anti-vaxxers I had on this page arguing with me, they don't seem to understand how much money goes into the anti-vax movement from corporations.
And they would...
Right?
They would make so much more money off a cure than they would, you know, the quote-unquote vaccines. They don't make dick off vaccines. They basically have to do it because of the government.
Yeah.
You cure cancer. Holy shit.
Well, I know. Well, some folks say it's big corporations making money off of vaccines, which we know is whatever. And then others say it's the way for the government to control the population. So they give you vaccines that purposely get certain races of people sick. I think they had said sickle cell was purposely engineered to kill black people on purpose by the government.
It's the sickle cell anemia trait. If both your parents have it, you'll get it. If only one of your parents have it, you're immune to fucking malaria.
They created that shit and infect people with it. It's just like it's genetic. They don't even know what the fuck they're. So they pretty much. I'm not sitting there trying to argue points, of this story is false. I'm like, I keep trying to bring them back to, okay, but answer the question. What is your standard of an expert? Who's acceptable as an expert? None of them will answer that fucking question. They won't, because they can't answer that question. They're basically saying, well, they just need to admit that, well, because it doesn't go with what I want to believe or what makes me feel is believable, I won't believe it. That's what they need to just admit. They just need to admit it.
Nobody wants to hear shit they don't think is true.
Yeah. Like, vaccinations, moon hoax. Pizzagate started to get a little hot again with the whole Podesta shit. I was like, oh my God, here we go. This guy's posting links. I'm like, we're not going to argue Pizzagate. We're arguing about, not even arguing, we're trying to discuss where do you draw the line for standards, and experts and data. And speaking of experts and crazy shit, I did put out a request, and hopefully me, I like my wackadoodle guests, right?
No.
I love wackadoodles. They're so much fun. So, so I went to sexualecology.org, and I put in a little note to a porn star that you remember quite a bit.
Mainly because of real sex, but yes, Andy Sprinkles, great boobs.
She's something else. Her and her, I think they're married. I think that's her wife. They founded this idea that you can basically have sex with the earth. Now, mind you, their attitude is we're all part of the earth, and a lot of this is artistic interpretation. I don't think they're actually saying dig a hole in the ground and put your cock in it.
Which I know has been done by men before. I have not done it, but I guarantee you somebody has.
I mean, if you had to pick between a hole in the ground, okay, or a dead goat.
Oh, dead goat all day. I mean, weird. How many people get their dicks stuck in vacuums every year? Guys will stick their dicks in anything. If there's a hole, someone has tried to put their dick in it. It's just a fact. It's the way it works.
Birdhouses. People get their dicks stuck in birdhouses. I think I heard someone talking about.
Little dick bastards. Holy shit. When it's time to climb that tree.
I think George Carlin was the one talking about getting cock stuck in birdhouses.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, anyway, if anyone wants to know more about these two women I've invited on the show, now, don't get me wrong. These are very educated women. Even the porn star, she's educated. It's amazing, some of the things that they've done in their life. But this one takes it to a whole new level of okay. I mean, I think they had a photo on their website where Ms. Sprinkles is in fishnets and topless, and she's rolling around in potted soil with her wife. So, and it's like
if I had $1 for every time I did that.
My only problem with it was, okay, I don't think your ears were designed to get dirt in them like that, and her wife definitely had a shit ton of dirt in her ear canal, and that's not good. I'm just saying. I don't care what, if they're going to try and tell me that I should be able to get dirt up my hoo-ha and not worry about it, they're wrong. That's bacteria central. I'm just saying, don't practice this at home without vaginal condoms or something. Okay.
Do you call it your hoo-ha? Do you? Is that what you call yours, the hoo-ha?
No, I don't.
Every time I hear that, I think of Busta Rhymes. Hoo-ha! Got them all in shit.
I only do it like for podcasts and that. I mean, normally it's I don't even really refer to it as much of anything.
Oh, you've got to link the.
It's a pussy. I refer to my clit as my button.
Well, that's why I'm clicking this mouse. And you've got a link. Go to the sexecology.org and go to the Goodbye Golly Mountain and Ecosexual Coming Out story, because this is fucking amazing.
And that's why I want them on the show. I pitched the show being, I'm not trying to deceive anybody. They know we're secular. They know we're going to be skeptical. But it's still interesting to understand people who have some of these outside views and just to see where they're coming from. I'm still probably not going to agree with all of that. But it's still interesting. And they do performance art.
I'm sorry. Damn it. I do that all the time. I'm sorry.
What is it more of? What?
I wonder if this is more just like an environmental statement than it is.
And that's where I'm not sure, because they do these ceremonies where they have people all around. They're rolling around. I mean, they've got pictures of them where they're like goatseeing a knot on a tree while they're licking the bark. Okay,
I've seen weirder shit on the internet. I mean,
yeah, but I'm just saying, I just want to know more. I want to know more. And I think it'd be interesting. It'll be entertaining, I'm sure, because from my understanding, these are very humorous women. Why not? And also, if anybody who's watching who is interested or knows anyone, I'm also reaching out to local churches. I did a blast on Craigslist this past week. I am looking for clergymen, holy men, imams, moils, you name rabbis, what you name it, I'm asking. Email me. Starting at the end of May, the last Tuesday of every month, starting next month, we are going to be having a roundtable, okay, where we're going to have myself and Joe, and we'll have a couple holy people on, one or two, or one, anybody we can get. I would really like to, if you know anyone who's a pissy old Irish Catholic priest, send them my way. I want somebody who's entertaining. We want to have a very fun roundtable discussion of news from that month and just kind of get everybody's perspective and take on it. I want to have a little fun, okay? So, yeah, we might be talking about Trump, but at least we can all either be miserable together, take shots together, whatever, I would like to have a roundtable or like a religious perspective roundtable at the end of each month on our show. So if you know anyone who's priest, cleric, a friar, reverend, I don't care, hit me up. Send us a PM if they'd be interested. This is not a debate. I don't want to do a debate. I don't think we need to do a debate.
And no bashing either. I mean, we'll make
exactly.
I'm not gonna
yes, there's going to be cursing, at least on my end. I'm not going to stop saying bad words just because there's somebody who believes they're bad. I will not be verbally abusive to somebody, though. So, I'm not going to call them names. But, yeah, I would like to have a fun little roundtable. Don't you think it'd be great, Joe?
I think so, yeah.
I think we could get all kinds of topics and, hot topics of that month. Odd, weird situations. We could even talk to them about sex ecology. What do they think of it? What a conversation that would be, right?
We're not going to have that conversation.
What?
I don't think we're going to. What do you think of this shit? And the priest will go, well, what the fuck is this shite?
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about it. That's the kind of topics I want to talk about with the clergy. All kinds of crazy stuff, normal stuff, actual issues. Let's have those discussions with some clergy members of different communities, because I think it's important for their own flock who might not, attend church, or maybe they didn't know their religious leader felt this way. So I think it's kind of cool. Let's have a conversation once every month. The whole episode, it's just going to be nothing but us bullshitting with holy people. I think it'll be great.
I've got at least 2 people I know of. So
that'll be good. And I made it clear, though, no ordained ministers. I'm sorry, folks, but I really want people who are in a brick and mortar church, or at least retired from it. I know a nun. I'm thinking about getting her on. I think that would be great, too. So, yeah, I just want to get different religious views, and we all sit down and laugh and chat and try to have a discussion, a fun, lighthearted discussion as much as possible. So,
well, we can get my deacon buddy on. He also preaches, but he's a deacon in his church, and he preaches at another couple of churches. So I'll probably go see him on Mother's Day. I think I'll go see him preach.
Hit him up. I mean, come on. It's painless. It's every Tuesday, last Tuesday of the month.
Yeah, he's cool as fuck. He'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. So I figure we can get him. I'm actually going to hit up Tommy Bates Ministries and see if I can get Tommy Bates on without having to pay a speaking fee.
Can we call him Master Bates, please?
At the end. At the end. Because it'll be a one-time appearance. I actually do not like that man. With a passion.
I've never heard of the motherfucker. Sorry.
He's not good. He's not good. Oh, he's on the TBN channel all the time, every Sunday.
Oh, I watched that.
And he's out of Independence, Kentucky. I used to have to deliver his mail and stuff. He owns tons of property out there, collects rent. Oh, yeah.
He exploits people? That's crazy.
And his followers are very, not all of them. Some of the followers that I've had the misfortune of running into are very discriminatory. One family harassed the shit out of a Catholic woman next door, and they were glad that her husband had died because they thought he was Mexican. The fact was he was Filipino, and he had served in the Korean War and defended our country.
That apparently doesn't matter to racists. I have a terrible...
They were glad the Mexican was dead. I mean, that's the kind of people this guy's got in his church. So I really would like to have him on, just to kind of see if he's as asshole-ish as the members of his I have personally met. I'm hoping not, but we shall see. But yeah, so if you know anybody, send us a line. If you are that somebody and you happen to somehow come across our podcast and you listen this long, please hit us up. We're very open. If you doubt it, go to my Facebook page. It's Kate Ashcraft, Bluegrass Skeptic. You can go to our Facebook, Unbuckling the Bible Belt, UTBB podcast. Check us out. See what we're about. We're actually a really fun group of people overall. So I guess that's it, Joe. We're done.
It is.
We're done.
We're finally we're finished.
Any final words of encouragement?
Final words of encouragement. No, fuck it.